Black and messy. Y'all so black and messy.
I got me some braids and I got me some hard.
Black and messy. Y'all so black and messy. Now let's talk about it. Y'all so black and messy. Black and messy, black and messy. Welcome everybody to the Black and Messy podcast, where we talk about a whole bunch of messy things that black people do. Cause y'all know we messy. Now listen, this generation was robbed out of the black history and everything we grew up knowing. Because the difference from them and us, we was outside kids. We was going to them parties. We was walking them streets. We was outside learning how to defend ourselves. We was outside pumping gas, learning how to hustle, everything. But we didn't have the telephones. We didn't have all that certain things. We had to go outside and get talked about because you got holes in your shoes, wearing your brother big clothes. We had to be outside and just learn and survive, learn how to be people persons. These kids have been raised by money, material, and video games. So we actually done ruined the batch by the moms not wanting to do their job and training these daughters how to cook, training these daughters to love their natural look, their natural self. They letting these little girls go out in long lashes, wigs, all type of things that our parents didn't allow us to do. We really had to go out in the world with our nappy heads, our real hair, all that different stuff that made us strong. We had to learn how to punch, take fights. You couldn't run home crying. Mama go take you back outside and make you fight, or she go mess you up. These kids is too sheltered, and that just ruined a whole generation. Hopefully, it'll come back before them, but this generation is ruined. These little girls don't cook, they don't clean, they just know how to do their hair. Lashes, it's all about their appearance. They too pretty, but they don't really know the natural things that the woman in the 70s, 80s, or 90s knew. So they've been robbed and cheated out of it all because the mamas still want to be outside and be young. When I grew up, the grandmas and granddaddies wanted to be grandmas and granddaddies. They act like it. You knew that was a grandma and granddaddy. Now today, the grandma and granddaddy, they taking pictures. Who the mama? Who the granddad? Grandma? Who's the daughter? Like that wasn't confusing to us when we grew up. Now today, you like, whoa, that's your mama, that's your grandma, because they all dressing the same, all acting the same. Who the daddy? Who the son? Because they all acting the same. When I grew up, the granddaddies had suits on and they had a different era. Now today, the granddaddies on the block with their head cocked. You don't know who the son or the granddaddy. So the black generation have got like selfish and then passed down the things that they learned from their mom and grandmas. We stopped passing them things down. And that's why it's a large amount of black kids don't know half of what we know. We used to come outside and the girls would be jumping rope, playing hopscotch, everything. They fight here and there, but they was all about having fun and going out to the mall and certain different things like that. Now these girls is just fighting, 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 talking mess to each other, really not cooking, cleaning, doing nothing, but just doing their hair, taking 1,100 pictures, doing TikTok dances. They're extremely way more lazier than our generation was. This generation is extremely lazy and they don't know half of what we know. They don't know how to write in cursive like us. They don't know different things that we knew about nature, all type of stuff that we was growing up knowing. We had homework, we had everything. We had to stay in school all day. These schools is teaching our kids with computers and phones and everything. We had to really have books and homework, pencil, paper, pen, really doing them math problems. These kids got their phones so they could just look at a calculator and pass everything. So this generation actually is the laziest, most spoiled generation. And that's why it's the most deadly generation because the kids is only learning off of what they see off of TV. They're not really learning off of real life experiences. Us when we was young, from young 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you had to be outside fighting with little kids. So by the time you become a teenager, you know, hey, I win some, I lose some. These kids starting to come out the house at 15, 16, been sheltered, just playing a video game all day and listening to kill 'em, bang, bang, shoot 'em up, I'ma kill everybody. And then they go outside with this image that they only know off of TV and somebody punch them. What they go do? They go try to find a gun because they ain't had no experience of fighting. That's the generation we living in. These little girls go get played by every single boy because every single boy gonna be like, wow, you don't cook. Well, you steady calling your mama to cook her stuff and this and that. What you know how to do? And these little boys are so spoiled by the mama that it's never going to work with these little girls because these little girls only care about their hair and looking this and that. And these boys don't even care about that. They just care about being gang. And these boys care about pleasing boys and being tough and looking tough to other boys more than they care about being attractive to a woman. So this generation have been extremely ruined because it's an in-house sheltered, spoiled generation. We was an outside in the real world, real things, real life, real fights, real hunger, real everything. So we had to learn firsthand about real life. This generation have been so sheltered, and the mamas and fathers, but majority mamas, because a lot of us ain't have our fathers. We learned from our mamas, so that's not an excuse. This generation has been completely sheltered into the house. And money and material and electronics have taken the place of the mama's real parenting and of the daddy's real parenting. So this generation really don't know nothing or half of what we knew. And y'all parents is wrong for that because y'all robbed our kids out of their history. Y'all stop teaching them history. Stop teaching them hot water cornbread. Y'all stop teaching them all the things that y'all learned. And y'all selfish. And y'all eventually gonna have to reap that when we see all these kids killing each other for no reason because that's all they know. We learned what our mamas and daddies was taught by their mamas and daddies and taught by their mamas and daddies. And somewhere down the line, we stop teaching that to our kids. Our kids don't know what our grandmas know. They don't know our old TV shows or none of that. They don't know nothing because y'all stop teaching them. I blame the black parents for this generation because this generation don't know half of what we knew. So y'all got selfish and got lazy and stopped teaching this youth. It's y'all fault. All this killing and everything, you can't say it's the kid's fault. You can't say because daddy not there. My daddy died when I was 3. Look at me. You can't say it was because the daddy or the mama was on drugs. None of that. No, because they still taught us. They still made us get out the house and become something. These boys are so antisocial and weird. These little boys are super weird because y'all mamas are sheltering them in the house so they don't even know how to mingle or get along with a crowd of kids. So if they go to another state or somewhere, they messed up. They gone. Us, we had to go to different blocks, meet new kids, new friends every day. So we people person. That's why we get along everywhere we go. These kids scared to talk to a person that they sit standing next to. These kids will be standing right next to somebody for 2 hours and never say one thing to them or look their way. They've been too sheltered. This generation is being ruined because they don't know half of what we knew growing up. And it's the parents' fault. I pray we get it together, man, and start back spreading our history to these young kids because they lost once we gone. And our history has just been wiping away, wiping away. Try to tell your kids everything that your parents told you before you go. Because this generation has completely been robbed off our history and don't know half of what we grew up knowing. Make them go outside and do something and be something. Get off that game. Get out of that camera phone. Take that hair off and go outside with your real hair. Love yourself. Because this youth we done allowed to become extremely black and messy.
Black and messy. Y'all so black and messy. Now let's talk about it. Y'all so black and messy.